Hi, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about access to work because it's not something a lot of people have heard of, including me, but it's something that anybody with any sort of disability, and that does include ADHD, is entitled to. So I'm going to explain it a little bit to you because some people prefer to watch a video than read loads of notes, which I totally understand. So access to work is basically a benefit given to you by the government. It's not a loan, you don't have to pay it back, and it's not means tested. So it doesn't matter if you're a multi-millionaire or living in a council house. That bit's irrelevant. What is relevant is how your disability or your conditions, so your disability or your conditions impact you at work. That is what they're interested in. So access to work is appropriate for people who are self-employed, for people who are PAYE and in paid jobs, and also, this is the interesting bit, for people who are setting up in business. So if you're thinking of going into business, but you haven't managed to do it, then you get your ADHD diagnosis or whatever else you're diagnosed with, and you think, right, now's the time. Now I understand myself. I'm actually now going to go off and be a painter or be a plumber, be a builder, whatever. They will support you. The DWP are extremely good at supporting people with disabilities. And that can, as I say, be ADHD, but can be an awful lot of other things as well. So if you've got dyscalculia, dyspraxia, dyslexia, dysgraphia, if you've got any of the physical issues that often go with ADHD, so IBS, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, any of these conditions, they all count. But on top of that, so do other things. So if you've got things like CPTSD or trauma, if you have any physical disabilities, if you're in a wheelchair or you have severe arthritis, any of these conditions will mean that you'll be eligible for access to work if you want to work. The whole point of the benefit is to keep people in work and off benefits. So the DWP are incredibly good at this, and they're fully supportive of people applying for it. This is not like applying for PIP, which we all know is a nightmare, but applying for access to work is different. These people understand that you are trying to work, you want to work, but you're perhaps not good at certain things. My own example is probably a good one here. I'm pretty fantastic at coaching and counselling people, pretty good at writing books, pretty good at shouting about ADHD and making people sit up and take notice. But what I'm appalling at is anything to do with IT. I can't do spreadsheets. I can't do Excel. I can't do PowerPoint. I can just about use an iPhone. In fact, my whole book that I recently wrote was dictated onto an iPhone because I can't use iPads or iMacs or any of those sorts of things. But because I can run a coaching and counselling company and write books, and I'm good at certain things, and I've been self-employed since I was 25, the DWP are very good in supporting me. So I can now do all these things. I can coach, counsel, write books, do all this sort of stuff, but I can only do it because I have admin support, bookkeeping, all of this that the DWP pay to support me in my work. So I'm probably the best example of how I can only flourish and do what I do because I get support from the DWP. So if you've got any sort of condition that you think impacts you at work and you want to apply for access to work, we recommend that you book in with one of our consultants who's trained in how to help you and how to identify the areas where you need the help. And you will only need between 1 and 4 sessions with one of our consultants. 1, if you want to do all the work yourself. 4, if you want us to do it all for you. But we can really, really help you identify all the areas where you're struggling and what sort of support you need. So if you'd like to apply for access to work, you literally press on the link and book in for your first session, and we will do our absolute best to get you the maximum award and everything that you are genuinely entitled to because of any of your disabilities or conditions.